nursery school, a time of playful exploration for every child, even those forced by a twist of fate to view the world from a very different perspective.
Most people's conception of a blind person is fairly negative. They have, from an old movie, they've seen a person standing on a street corner, perhaps rocking and selling pencils or whatever, and that's basically what their mental image is about someone who doesn't see.
The Blind Children's Center in Los Angeles makes every effort to shatter that stereotype. Funded privately for 46 years, the center offers free services to all blind children and their families who seek help.
I think when most families walk in the door here, they're in crisis. They have just heard devastating news about their baby. I think the full impact doesn't hit immediately, but I think it takes a great deal of courage to pick up the telephone and call us.
Okay, I think I'd like to go on the swing.
The Rubin family found that courage 6 years ago when Laurie was born.
One doctor told us about the Blind Children's Center, but you know, we didn't even think about that. We couldn't even say the word blind at that time.
I probably didn't understand it first. That's what I think. Because when I was young, I didn't know what that meant. Like, I would think, how could she not see, you know? So, oh, I'm gonna fly up in the sky. And he fell on a bird and it pecked him.
Oh my goodness.
As an infant, she didn't know what was happening, and she was just fine. But as a family, you know, we couldn't get any lower. We really couldn't get any lower. When you have a death, you mourn, and it gets better, and life goes on. But when you have something that you're living with day to day in a normal situation, it's always there.
The center encourages future hope through its many counseling services and parent-child programs. But the living proof of its success is the preschool, always a surprise to heartbroken parents.
We try to point out to them other children who may have the same visual problem as their baby at a different stage. So if they're out on the playground and they see a 3- or 4-year-old riding around on a big wheel, they can't believe that that child can be blind and can have the same visual problem that their baby has.
The most fundamental lesson that a parent learns at the center is the importance of stimulation.
All of the developmental milestones that babies progress through need a little extra attention for a child that can't see. So much of what happens in a child's development is visual. All of the motivation for moving forward, for reaching out for toys, for using the hands, for crawling, for even walking, is based on vision.
If you look at a 6-month-old baby, the baby will sit and he'll watch everything, and that's how he learns. Well, a blind child can't just sit and watch. The child has to experience these things. You know, you play a lot of games and you find yourself talking constantly. Your biggest fear is losing your voice.
Huélele. Hierba buena.
¿Por qué?
Mari Carmen.
¿Por qué?
We spend a lot of time helping them to use their bodies so that in the sighted world that they will be living in, they will in fact be able to look like everybody else.
Above all, the center nurtures the emotional development of the children by supporting their self-expression.
Our goal here at the center is to help every child to reach their highest possible potential, given their limitations. And every child can make progress in every area if given a chance and given the proper tools to accomplish that. The warmth and the caring that goes on here is a very rare commodity anywhere in life. And I think as a staff, we not only have it for each other, but we certainly have it for all of the families that we work with.
I really don't know where I'd be today if I didn't have a place like this to come to. I mean, they just adopted us and just really took care of us.
It's just a really special place, and I think it touches the lives of everyone involved, and certainly people who visit feel changed when they leave here.
Legends of dragons and spirits and hidden treasures have always surrounded Borneo's highest mountain, Kinabalu. And in fact, the fiction's not